Everybody always asks what it costs to get a tattoo, but I started wondering what they actually cost to do. When I first started tattooing, we made our own needles and sterilized our tubes. The cost per tattoo was actually quite a bit lower compared to today's expenses using pre-made needles on the artist side. So I kind of calculated, figure maybe 10 bucks, like a couple needles, a tube, some ink, and a bunch of disposables to set up your station. Nothing too crazy, but I was talking with my boss who owns the shop and explaining to him I thought it was 10 bucks a tattoo, and he's like, no way. And he was kind of explaining his perspective, which was a little bit different as he's paying all the bills. And he was explaining to me that if we lower the minimum back to like when I started, it was $40. Actually it was 30, and then it went up to 40, but besides that, recently it's been $150 for a minimum, which seems high, but he was kind of breaking down that he's actually paying people to get smaller tattoos based on the cost. And he's talking about the stuff no one sees: rent, utilities, insurance, sharps disposal, trash, Wi-Fi, counter help. All these little things add up. So what do you think the real cost to do a tattoo is before the shop or the artist get paid? Let me know below. So it's not $10 a tattoo. When I started doing the math, I realized the setup is just the tip of the iceberg. I built a calculator to kind of figure it out a little bit to help me kind of crunch the numbers mentally to see what our minimum should be with the average cost for our area. Something that kind of shows what the shop actually spends per tattoo. It's kind of a hard number to figure out because the more tattoos you do, the number gets lower. The more artists you have, the number gets lower, but you spend more. So it's all kind of confusing. So I just kind of put it in based on averages for our area. You can kind of tweak the numbers and kind of get a baseline of where you should be, kind of maybe. The interesting thing with this though was it kind of gave me a little insight into his perspective. So I feel like I see a lot of tattooers always yelling at the owners are greedy. They're trying to take all this stuff from us. I'm not an owner, I'm an artist. And I've felt that way, but I also see the other side of it as opening a business. There's a lot of liability personally involved in that, and they're on the hook for it. Do I think it should be fair? Yeah, for sure. But this kind of just helped give a little perspective on where things might land. So if you'd like to see this calculator, if you'd like to play with it, just shoot me a DM or write a comment below, calculator or cal, and I'll send you a link. You can kind of play around with it. It is the first version. I did make a second version that was way more complicated. The more complicated one covered switching to like rent-based model versus percentage-based model. Like if you wanted to run a co-op, just to kind of figure out what the baseline each artist would need to pay per month to keep the shop open and profitable. And plus you want to have extra money in there in case you get sued or there's a natural disaster. There's all kinds of crazy stuff that happens owning a business. But thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think. I know it seems to be kind of a hot button topic these days, but thanks for listening.